Today we're going to take a deep look into how to make real PBR materials and how to make it without guessing displacement, normal or anything else. It's just a real way how to make it and how it works. So this is a workflow that I figured out, and so we're using real data and real pictures and reconstructing a PBR material out of it. For this process I use Blender, RealityCapture and some compositing software or image manipulation software like Photoshop or something, but you need to have something that is procedural and you can apply something like when you try to paint seams or something, you need to something that is replicated, so you can replicate the same painting on seams or something to every texture that you have. The full tutorial with the post-processing and everything is on my Patreon, so you can check it out, the link is in the description. I use this method a bunch of times, like 200 times or something, for my PBR materials for Lazytextures. Lazytextures is an open source PBR material library that I made with all my knowledge and all my effort into creating PBR materials, and yeah, this is my workflow and I show you today how it works and how everyone makes PBR materials with real displacement, real color information and real normal maps. I also built a program that is called LazyBridge that you can use. It's like a pipeline tool where you have like all of your materials and you can put it into all common softwares like Blender, Cinema 4D or Substance Painter. It's like one place where you have all your materials, all your asset library, and you can use it in different softwares. As an example, you use Blender or Cinema 4D and you also want to use your same asset library inside of Substance Painter. You can just one-click it and use the same materials that you have in Cinema 4D inside of Substance Painter. So I think it is a nice thing. The link for this is also in the description. Maybe you check it out, and yeah. So let's get started. For this process we need to take some reference pictures and need to make like a 3D scan. So we need to go outside and make like a few pictures of our surface. So we just go out and take some pictures and I show you how I capture my 3D scans for PBR surfaces. So let's go. Okay, now we are in the woods. I recommend to shoot like your textures when the light is a little bit cloudy and you don't have that much sunlight. So right now there is not that much sunlight, but we need some soft light without harsh shadows on and everything, and I take a look which textures I can scan. I think something like this. I have something like this already, but we can also scan something like this. I'm shooting with a Canon 1300D with a normal kit lens. I think it's 18 to 55 millimeters. So nothing special. You could use something special. The format that I choose is, as you can see, the format that I usually choose is a large model, so it's like a large format. You could also shoot in RAW because my storage is not that fast, or maybe the camera is not that fast. I can shoot that fast with RAW. So this is the reason why I choose large, because I can shoot fast images. Maybe you have a better camera, you could also do it with your phone, but I recommend to use something like this because it has some metadata, but you don't need that much. And I recommend to use in RAW, to shoot in RAW, because you have more metadata for RealityCapture later. But this is the format that I choose. So I will walk through this way and search for some materials, and then I show you how to capture material. I found a right place to scan. I hope no one is coming, because I don't know. It would be confusing for people that coming here and see I'm filming myself doing hundreds of pictures of a floor. I have a big problem with the sun. The sun is not going. Normally you maybe choose some more light, daylight, more in the day. We have like, I think 4 p.m. or something right now, I don't know, but I think we have something like 4 p.m. and that's the reason it's a little bit darker. So you shouldn't shoot too dark. So when it's too dark, it's not good for your scan. But this would be fine if the sun is going, and that's because I'm speaking to the camera, because I just want to let the sun go and don't want to wait that much. I will wait a little bit and then I will start, and then you can see a little bit of my process. I will show the full process and the speed up that I do right now, where I'm explaining how to do this. I will speed this up, but you can check out my Patreon and get the tutorial and my explanation how I capture and how I use my camera and you can get this on Patreon. My Patreon link is in the description. And yeah, let's go. So now we are on the PC setup side, and let's jump right in. As you can see, we have all our images here. Sometimes we see my feet right here. That is not big of a deal because I know that RealityCapture can handle that. We have 166 images, so it's important that you go through your images, and if you have a blurry image, like, I don't know. So if you like have blurry images or something, you should kick them and delete them. It's important that you have like crisp and clean images, and it's important to delete them. And after you review them, and it's also important that they have the right color balance or white balance, because different color shift is also a bad idea to have in your scans. So right now, let's go into RealityCapture. So right now we are in RealityCapture, so we click all of our images like this. So click the first one and shift click the last one, or you go to this folder and import it in here. Because we use a Canon camera with a large JPEG model, I don't know, we have some color information. As I told you, sometimes if you use a other camera, you should normally use RAW. In my case, I can't use it because when I make an image on RAW, it needs a time to process the image and shift it to the card, because my camera is not the newest one. As you can see, I use a Canon EOS 1300D. That's not the best one, but if you have a better camera, or maybe shoot on an iPhone, you could also use like ProRes or something. I don't know. On iPhone you can use something like ProRes. What we can get is the focal length. That's important, and some settings. I don't know. There are some informations that we can get out of this. And when we are in RealityCapture, I always choose like 2D in here. And as you can see, we have our images on the right side and our 3D viewport on the left side. And the first thing that I ever do if I go into a project is align images. This will take a while. In my case, I have a good PC, and because of this, I think it doesn't take that much time. Normally, it doesn't take that much time to align the images, but as you can see, it took like 2 minutes for me, and this is one of the processes that they don't take that much, or not that long. And as you can see, we have a small problem right here. So now we have a point cloud. This point cloud is storing all of the data, and as you can see, as I explained in the Patreon video, we have like this captured images. So from the first and the second angle, you can see my full process on Patreon, how I capture this. And what I do is I set up a quick region, because we have a flat surface. It's not that much of a deal, but as you can see, we have 3 components. That's what I mean when I said it's important that we take more images of different angles, because as you can see, we have like 13 cameras that are not fitting, but as you can see, that are not that much important. But yeah, this happens all the time, because sometimes RealityCapture can't find images, and that's because I shoot some images from a wider angle. Like I can show you, like the last images that I did are just to realign these points. We could also go and make some tracker points and realign them, but in our case, and in most of the cases that I had, this is not necessary to do, because obviously 32 cameras or images are not that big of a deal, because we have enough data to work with. So now we go to the model again, and I want to set up the reconstruction region again. because I want to go a little bit higher. That was too close for my taste on the edge of the top. And maybe we take something like this for a texture. And as I told you, it's really good also to have a measurement here, something like a yeah, 2 meter length or something that you can after that can imagine how big this space is. I would say it's 2 by 2 meters, something like this, but yeah, it's also good to have a measurement of your scene to later on know how much yeah, how wide and what is the width and the height of your scene. But yeah, I just set up this a little bit bigger, and then we go to high detailed, and this will take a while, like 10 to 15 minutes. Based on your images, your PC, it's completely different, but this is the part of the process that that take a long time. So yeah, just wait and we see you in a bit. So as you can see, after a long time of waiting and processing this model, we have a really laggy and yeah, bad performant viewport. But as you can see, you can roughly see how this model looks like and how your scan is coming out. Normally you would do textures, but obviously you can do textures on a model that has 120 million polygons. Obviously this is pretty normal that your model is coming like this high mesh. So what you do is go on your mesh. It's important that you click on your mesh, and as you can see, it's loading. And my PC is a little bit laggy, but right now you can go to workflow and go to simplify. And this is what I always do when I use like this type of models, or when I use like for scans, is I set the triangle count to 5 million and simplify my model. It's basically a remeshing of your model or your 3D scan. If you're making like 3D model scan, so you want to use this as a 3D model and not as a texture, you would use something, yeah, that is a little bit less than 5 million, but in this case we use 5 million because we want to do a texture. So let's simplify that and just wait. Yeah, the whole process is waiting and clicking a few buttons. But yeah, let's go. Oh, and maybe I forgot to say, I waited like 15 minutes or something to solve this model and get the high-res model. So it takes like 15 minutes. Okay, after a few minutes we have a 5 million polygon model right now. And as you can see, the viewport is not that much laggy anymore. And we can start to texture that. So we go to mesh and color, go to texture, and yeah, just wait again. But I think that don't take that much time, but yeah. Okay, now we have the floor or the texture done in texturing. As you can see, we have the 5 million polygon mesh textured, and now we take a look at it. And if you are fine with the result, you go to export and point to your folder. So we copy the folder path, go to this and export the OBJ format. You can set up a name. I don't do that right now. I leave it as it is, press OK. After that, normally I would do this when I start a project. I also save my project. I could just call the stator. I will also put the images and the project file in the description. So this is the Patreon link, or if you're watching this on Patreon already, you can also get this file. And yeah, after that we go to Blender. It's not important which Blender version you use. It doesn't really matter. It works in all Blender versions. I think it's a little bit better in the older Blender versions because we need to look at the face orientation, and this was better in the last versions, I guess. I'm not that much of a Blender user, so I don't know. So we import OBJ wave format, link to our dependency where the mesh is. So we import a mesh. It's 500k because it's a non-binary file and OBJ is always a little bit bigger, and now we can review it. Sadly we don't have textures, but that is not a problem. So now this is the most important part. We go to add mesh plane, we scale up our plane, then we take the face orientations on, because if we rotate it like this and it's red, this is not good because the face orientation is wrong and the reprojection don't works. So we rotate it to 90 degrees right here. It's also important that you never move this. Don't do that, because we import it later in, and just don't move it. Sometimes you have like something like this. That could be also if you scanning a wall. Sometimes the mesh is to the ground. Just don't move it and move your plane to the mesh, not the mesh to the plane, obviously. And right now I'm aligning the plane to the mesh. That's important because we reproject the mesh, the color information and the displacement and normal to this by using a 3D projection. So right now we I look at this region, we try to get, sometimes maybe you have like a plane that is looking like this, and it's maybe your mesh is coming in like this and you need to rotate it. It's important that for later, if you want to fix the displacement and everything, you don't want to have like big differences from left to right, obviously, because you want to make it seamless. So let's go to something like this and put it in here, and I just look like, okay, it should be not completely in there, but also it should go out like that hard. But as you can see, we have a little bit of out glitching from the plane to the mesh itself. So this is working completely fine. So we go to File, Export, Wave Format, and it's really important that you click on Selected only, because you don't want to export the high-res mesh again. Then we can call it plain or something. I just leave it in here and call it untitled. After that we go to Tools, Import, Model, go again to the dependency directory, and import the mesh. Then we hit OK. The mesh is in here, it's looking fine, we can switch between them. Okay, that makes sense, fine. And then we go to 3D Scene, Tools, and go to Reproject Texture. Then we go to 2, this is the color map, the color information. So we don't want to reproject the displacement and normal in this way, because we only want the color from the low-res model, and then we do the displacement from the high-res model. So just do this first. That will take some time, and my PC is laggy. But this takes not that much time, as you can see. It's really fast. And as you can see in a minute, texture projected on here. And because we have a plane that is obviously an 1x1 UV, we have a 1x1 texture that is projected here. We can set up the resolution of this texture later by exporting it, but right now, as you can see, we have the texture on here. So yeah, if you make more images or more sharper images, obviously my camera is not that good, but it could look a little bit more sharp, and it's really depending on how your pictures are, how sharp they are, how much shake you are, or how much motion blur, obviously. So, but for now and for this, I love it. It's okay, it's fine. I can really use it and work with that. So we go to the source model of 1, because 1 is the high-res model, and we want to have the displacement and the normal map of the high-res model. So reproject that, and this will obviously take a little bit longer, and my PC is a little bit more struggling with that, but it's also really fast, so it doesn't take that much time. So, and after that we see our normal map, but this normal map is obviously inverted. But right now we can go to our dependency. Wait, first we need to go to workflow, no, alignment, mesh and color again, and go to export model cloud, and then we go to our plus textures, and we can call this now textures. And then we get a context of the texture settings, and as you can see, this is now exporting the final textures. It's also important that you select your model 3 before you clicking on export model and point cloud, and go for the textures. And as you can see, format is plus textures. We just keep that. Save mesh parts, no, obviously, and export. And then we can see our texture information. We have color 1, color 2, because we set it up a color first, or we have 2 colors. We just get this 2 data, but we just export this. For the normal and the displacement, we go for this. We could also go for the displacement of 32-bit, but because it's in EXR, we don't need this that much, and I really would recommend this because this type of displacement textures are a little bit more deep or have more information in it, but it could really break your hard drive in terms of capacity because it's just a really big texture. But this is what I'm using. We have the ground plane right here, ground plane right here, and maybe you could also texturing. Okay, right here, if you go to texturing, you could set up the textures, but I think that's because when you go to reprojection first, I think you get right now, okay. If you go to color and texture, you can set up your texture size. That you need to do this first. Normally it's on 8K. That's completely fine. I use 8K all the time, so this is working. And you can set up some other methods for coloring or styles. I don't know. So yeah, you have some settings that you can use and can play with, but these are my settings, so you could easily use them. But now we take a look into exporting them. So we go for textures and hit enter and go for OK. And after that you get your, and now we can go to Octane or Cinema 4D or Blender. Maybe a lot of you guys using Blender, but I'm using Cinema 4D right now because I just love how Octane behaves to displacement and how displacement in Octane works, and I can really have a deeper look into my displacement map for debugging my texture. But as you can see, we have our textures ready here. We plug this in here, and with a little bit of loading time, obviously it takes a lot of time because we have 8K texture and it's not seamless, but we can make it seamless, and I can show you how it looks right now. And I can also show you how to make it seamless later, but yeah, I just want to show you this, and this would be the texture right now. And I can also show you how to make roughness maps and how I make this seamless. So I will upload a dedicated video to post-process this texture, and I also show you this. And you can find this video already on my Patreon and see how my workflow works completely. But I will make other video to make it completely free. But the Patreon workflow is my completely workflow, how I make my Lazytextures textures and my Lazytextures materials. And yeah, but I will show you a free method in the next video. So yeah, check it out. And this was it for this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you can work with that and you like it. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.